I hope you forgive me if I do become a little emotional when I make this video. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm going to be talking a little bit about my past, and I'm talking about my past when I was in my late teens, early 20s. It was around the time when I lost my father. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because this has to do with perspectives. That is one of the main things that me as a coach that I help people to change. I help you to develop a new perspective around some of the experiences you've had so you can just let go of that experience and then move forward onto the next chapter of your life. So with that said, when I was 17 years old, I lost my father. And at 17, I had three other siblings, one who was only 4 years old. My mother was a stay home mom. My dad was the main breadwinner. Now he's gone. He left us with tens of thousands of dollars in debt. This would have been in the 1980s. Tens of thousands of dollars in debt may have been hundreds of thousands back then. It was a lot of money. I had no idea what we were going to do. My mother did the best that she could to raise four children on her own. She took on a full-time job working as a housekeeper. She even babysat kids at her home. She was constantly working. She could barely put food on the table. The thing I remember the most, though, was what she prepared for us. Most of the time, it was macaroni and cheese. I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you remember that, the box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Because she made that for us so often, I grew to absolutely despise macaroni and cheese. Decades later, when I go out to a restaurant with friends of mine, and my friends would say, you should try the macaroni and cheese. It's actually really good. And I would lash out, drop an F bomb or two, and say, why the F would I eat macaroni and cheese? They had no clue about my experience with macaroni and cheese, but they knew that for some reason I seemed to have a disdain for it. In my mind, that is something that I had told myself, I will never, ever eat macaroni and cheese again. I had to tell myself a different story because what I realized was the macaroni and cheese is what kept us alive. It was the food that my mother put onto the table to try to survive. We literally had no money. Everything went to bills. Whatever she had left, she had to be creative. She would make soups. She would make beans and rice. We had very little meat. But the biggest thing was the macaroni and cheese. And it's interesting how I went from hating it to loving it because I realize now it's the very thing that kept us alive. I wonder what is in your life, what is the thing that you used to hate that now you realize is the thing that helped you to grow, helped you to move forward. It could be something as simple as an abusive situation. It could be trauma. It could be anything that made you feel horribly uncomfortable that now you've changed your perspective around it. And the very person, I'm going to just use an example, like let's say you were attacked. Because of that attack, now you are a much better person because of that experience. So rather than hating your attacker, you actually thank them for that experience, because you wouldn't be the person that you are now. And I know that you are a much better person from that experience because of your attacker. And I know that is a big pill to swallow, but that's why a lot of you are here. That's why a lot of you are some of the most extraordinary people, because you're a survivor. You become a leader. You become resourceful because of the negative experiences you have had in the past. So, my macaroni and cheese example was the thing that kept me alive, but I didn't know that back then. Now I actually can say that I can thank the people from the macaroni and cheese company for helping to keep food on our table and keeping us alive. Anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about that, and just share that experience with you. So anyway, my name is Uriel Mesa and I'm with KTSLifeCoaching.com. And as always, it is a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.